Welcome everyone to the free comic book edition of Comic Book Wednesday / Saturday. Yes, it is time for May, the first Saturday in May, to get our free comic books. Yes, very exciting. Every comic book store in most of the country was very happy with this year. It's very successful. Lots of sales going on in your comic book stores. I know this is going up Saturday night probably, but it's a lot of fun going to your comic book store and seeing everyone enjoy themselves and getting free books. So let's see what I got. First we have the Bongo Comics Free For All. It's just a bunch of Simpsons comics all put together. Very nicely put. It's very detailed. There's a couple things like those games, of course. It's all over the place. Lots of comics. It's just all most of Simpsons comics. So I'm looking forward to read this. Oh, in the back. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Next we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles New Animated Adventures. Basically the series on Nickelodeon right now that's going on. I'm interested to see how it goes because TMNT, I hear the new series on Nickelodeon's okay, but I'll read it in comic book form, and yeah, they're releasing it in July, so if I see it, this is good, I might pick it up in July. We have a Dragon Ball comic for Free Comic Book Day. And of course, it's the manga style. You gotta flip through like that. Also, on the other side, we have this Rory Sheni restoration. Mostly, this is a weird way for Shonen Jump to get these out for us, which it's very cool to see Dragon Ball in a free version in a comic book. Yes. Next, we have Mega Man, the prequel Worlds Collide, and Sonic, the prequel Worlds Collide. Yes, the tie-in with Mega Man and Sonic begins at part 0 for the free comic book day edition. It should be very interesting to see where it goes. I have not picked them up yet, but I possibly will in the near future. And it looks like the covers will eventually, they'll all line up or something, which would be really cool if they did that. But I see what they did. Never mind. I see what they did. So it's actually really neat for what they did. Walking Dead. So apparently it's just the Governor story, the Michonne story, and it's got a new Tyrese story that's only going to be in this book. Very excited because of course 10 Grand by J. Michael Straczynski came out this month, but still very excited to really get into this book because, Walking Dead Free Comic Book Day is perfect for us. Thank you, Robert Kirkman. Alright, now down to the big two, DC and Marvel. First, we have Superman, Last Son on Krypton. He's freaking Superman. Come on, guys. How could you not get this book? I don't know. I haven't read it yet, so I can't tell you guys yet. I will list these in order, which ones I think were the best. But, again, these are free comic books, so take advantage of them. Get your collection started. And finally, we have... Sorry, bag. Infinity, the new series for the Marvel Universe that's going to come out this year, starring Thanos, clearly. Hopefully it relates around to the other series going on right now, which will be very interesting. So, that's it for... That's not it. I have to review these, but that's it for right now. Looking at the comics, I'm going to read them, and then I'm going to tell you what I thought of them. So, let's go. See my face.
Okay, guys. Thank you for watching this so far, and now we're going to talk about all the comics together. First up, we had the Simpsons comic, Boingo Free For All. Basically, it's just a little bit of a bunch of Simpsons comics all put together. Really neat. If you're a big fan of the Simpsons, you'd probably like it. Some of the humor might go over your head too, but it didn't really go over the head for me because it's usually aiming towards the teenage age now and more the adult age at the same time. Not trying to move the fans as long as they're trying to get a new audience. I think the Simpsons comics are more funnier than the actual show because the show is becoming really dumb. At the same time, it happens. Next we have IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The New Adventures. Pretty good for what it was. Usually everything a free comic book day is good, but it was pretty good for what I wasn't expecting at all. Because I don't like the show whatsoever, and it seemed interesting. So it's nice to know that they came up with something good, and I might pick up the first issue in July. Next we have Dragon Ball, I believe, in the list I was going. But Yeah, it's just a new Dragon Ball book that's gonna come out. They give you a little snippet of it. Same with that Roshin Khan thing. It was pretty good and it was pretty funny at the same time what happened to Goku and Krillin. And then on the other story, it seems like a very interesting story for anime fans. Like, it's more anime based. After that, we had the prequel to the Sonic and Mega Man comic. Yes, it was very good for what it was, even though it was short, but most of the comics, Free Comic Book Day, are short. But you can't help that. So, whatever, it's free comics, but again, it was very good for what it was. I really enjoyed it. It introduced me to the world where I wasn't in for the last couple of years. I haven't read a Sonic comic in like, whoa, I don't know, and I haven't even started reading the Mega Man comic. It's a nice introduction back, and it makes me want to pick it up too, because, you know, this is a very cool crossover idea they have decided to do. Next we have The Walking Dead Free Comic Book Day edition. This basically took the Governor story, Michonne story, the Tyrese story, and the Morgan story, and put them all together in one comic book, which is cool because if you don't know a specific character, you might want to know a little story about them too. You probably know all of them, but you might want to know something cool about them too at the same time. And the Tyrese story is only going to be in that book. Cool. So it's nice that Kirkman is encouraging people to go to Free Comic Book Day, because it's awesome, because it's something he clearly believes in. So we're on the big two. First we have Superman, the Last Son of Krypton. It's a quick story about Superman being Superman, kind of. A ship comes crashing down and it carries something that kind of shocks him. It's a very interesting one. It's clearly not part of the New 52 universe, because he's not with Wonder Woman right now. And Lois Lane has a real lesbian butch haircut. I'll be honest. But at the end, there is a question and answer with Jim Lee and Scott Snyder about Superman Unchained. Yeah, that was pretty cool and what they wrote down about it. It's definitely nice to see what they wrote and what we're going to get basically in Superman Unchained later this year. That's probably my most anticipated book right now. Nothing really else is shockingly coming out this year, except for Infinity. Yes, Infinity. Infinity is a book about Thanos, and it's gonna be, it's what I predicted was a book about Thanos, but it's gonna be, like, I guess Thanos is gonna be taking the controls of some of the characters in the book. You can't really tell from what they give you. They can tell you that Thanos is trying to get rid of everyone, of course. He's trying to get rid of every planet. He's trying to basically take control. But it looks like he's trying to mind control everyone at the end. I'm spoiling these because these are free comics and you can only get them for one day, so I think might as well talk about them a little bit more in depth than like most comics you could just buy at a store and then they are. Some of these comics, they probably just go instantly from stores. But it's very interesting to see what they did. So, what were the top three? So, thinking about all these, it's very difficult to pick a top three because it's Free Comic Book Day, and you either picked them up today or you might have not picked them up ever, but then again you might get them somewhere else. It's very hard to choose too, because they're all really good, I have to admit. This year's was a good batch that I've seemed to picked up. Last year's, was a whatever. I couldn't help it. But if I wanted to pick, I think I'd go Mega Man and Sonic number 3, believe it or not. I think it was the best of the indie comics wise, because Walking Dead, we already had stories from there, so if you want to pick them up, you could, except for like Tyrese story. The Simpsons comic, you didn't really. It's just a bunch of Simpsons comic. It could have gone over your head completely. It didn't really go over my head, but again, it's just a Simpsons comic. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic was, just pretty cool for what it was, but I didn't really think I'm gonna pick it any up, but it was cool for what it was. the Dragon Ball comic. It's Dragon Ball. If you're a really big fan of anime and Dragon Ball, you'll like it. And so same with the Roshin Kanoshi show. I don't even remember it. I had to go check the wall. But yeah, for that it was cool for what it was. I liked that story, but again, it wasn't my favorite. That's pretty much it for the indie comics. So I think the Sonic and the Mega Man one definitely did it, and it kind of turned me over to want to go pick up the issues that came out before. So number 2 and number 1, you can pretty much guess what they were. Number 2 was Superman: Last Son of Krypton. I liked the story really a lot more than I thought I was going to, because I really don't like Geoff Johns that much. However, yes, it was awesome, and I really did love the question and answer at the back of the book. Yes, that will be part of the thing. Yes. And it's really cool to look at. But number 1, of course, was Infinity. It's suspenseful, it's going to lead up to a big event for Marvel, and it looks to be impressive, I'll tell you that for sure. Plus, in the comic, they show you all the books that Marvel is going to re-release or is on sale right now that is going to help with this Infinity, or just, sell stuff for sure. So guys, that was Free Comic Book Day, Comic Book Saturday edition. Comic Book Saturday, comic book, title's weird. I know that for sure already. Thank you for watching. I hope you all had a good May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Hope you picked up free comics, definitely. And this is Sonic Label, signing out.